Hey y'all, it's your favorite duck here, Derek the Duck. And today we're going to talk about the new movie Roofman, which I saw today. It was like an advanced screening at the Alamo Draft House. Every now and then, like twice a month, Alamo Draft House will have a mystery machine movie, so you don't know what the movie's going to be. And I had no idea. I went into the theater. I saw that they were setting up a bunch of boxes for the new movie Begonias. I'm excited about that movie. I was like, oh, maybe this is Begonia. Maybe it's. I had no idea what it was, but it's usually like the big movie fans who are there. Usually, just like it's funny. There'll be like one seat here and one seat here. It's just like like weird guys like me, just we want to see movies every day. And since I have that Alamo season pass, I go every day, while I'm bored in Texas when I'm not traveling. So I went to the Mystery Machine movie, and today's Mystery Machine movie ended up being, and you don't know until the credits start rolling. And I was like, oh, what is this? And finally I figured it out because the title came up and it was Roofman. And so I guess I got to, be one of the first people to see Roofman. Anyway, this movie is very, very good. I highly recommend it. It's with Tatum Channing or Chatham Tanning, one of those two. Um, it's one of his best performances I've ever seen. He really puts a lot into this movie, and he was really good. So was Kirsten Dunst. Um, I don't know. My friend Lala works as a bouncer at a bar in Austin, and has occasionally seen Kirsten Dunst, and I think her husband Jesse Plemons. They both live in Austin, so it's not surprising. And I feel like I have a connection with her because of that. So basically, I am Chatham Tanning. We look very similar. So I felt like I connected a lot with this movie in multiple ways. And so yeah, it was just a great movie. I really like the premise of the story. It's a true story, and you may have heard of it. I mean, you can scroll down. I know I've heard different versions of similar stories before, looking just in the news of various people who are found in a department store or who are living in the roof of some kind of grocery stores or things like that. I think it's a very me kind of thing. I It's probably something I would do one of these days if I'm ever on the run. Hopefully that never happens. But I tend to like small spaces. I I've mentioned this before. I might think I own this big manor house known as the Quack House, but I live in the tiniest room in the house. That's my bedroom. It's like it's womb like. I don't know how to explain it. I feel comfortable in the smallest room, and I turned the larger master room into like my grand office where because that's where I spend all day. I'm out there working, and if I'm just gonna be asleep, whatever, this little room will suffice. It doesn't need to be huge. I don't understand the idea of a large bedroom. I love riding on the Amtrak. I'm always there, and I get one of those teeny tiny roomettes, and I lay out the bed, and I'm happy as a clam just sitting in there in this little. It's like 2 by 3 foot mini room, and if even that. And I like being on that little bed and seeing the world go by through the train. I love that kind of stuff, and so this movie really spoke to me. Roofman is the kind of guy who likes small spaces and who can sort of be creative with what he has. And it was just really interesting to see how he does it, and how he uses his skills and creativity to live some sort of life up in the roof of a Toys R Us. Yeah, it was crazy, but it was a pretty good movie. It was a lot of fun. It was really funny. Um, Derek France, I think, is the director. He's a pretty good director, and he did a really good job with this one. Um, yeah, well written, very well directed. The audience was just cracking up. All 8 of us, whatever. We're the weird ones we pay for a movie. Well, I technically don't pay for it because of the season pass, but we go to a movie and we don't even know what it is. That's how much of a movie lover we are. Um, so yeah, we were all laughing at all the good parts, and it was real funny. It was real funny, but it was also unexpectedly um, emotional, and I know I saw a few people crying between my own tears. So it's also it'll tug on the heartstrings. It was pretty intense. Overall, I loved it. I cannot recommend it enough. Um, so when it does come out, which I think is maybe either this Thursday or next Thursday, it'll it'll start premiering at theaters. Check it out, man. This one's really good. This is a really good movie, and I recommend seeing it in the theater because it's a good audience movie. It Everyone gets into it, it's just a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Go check it out. Tatum O'Channing, Tatum O'Neal. No one really knows, but it doesn't matter because he is completely transformed into Roofman, and that's all that matters. So go check it out.